Hi, I'm Speaker66, and this is how I made brainworms. So, with all these percussive sounds, the first thing that I thought of to do was to make them into a drum rack. So I took some of them, chopped them up, edited them, got a bunch of these different sounds, and I made a basic beat. As usual, I couldn't resist doing some metal vocals over these.
Words are crawling and devouring all your flesh. Yum.
The next thing I decided to do was to make an intro. To do this, I just reversed a bunch of the samples. Now, for some reason, I was really hearing this like whoom, whoom sound underneath the main beat. So I just recorded myself doing that.
Boom.
Put a filter on it. And then I layered it with these other sounds. So it makes it sound kind of underwater. Together it sounds like this.
Words are crawling.
So all of the sounds in this song are either from the sample or from my voice. Now some of these I made in Vital. This is one of the samples that I've made into this thing. It's kind of like a weird background sound. For the next part, I did a little bit of throat singing. At first, I got a little bit stuck trying to make a good lead sound or pad sound out of the samples. So to just kind of get things moving, I started just making sounds out of my voice. And I made this kind of choir sound. And this is another Vital sound I made. It's kind of like a guitar type thing. So that's just using the sound as a wavetable and then making a synth from that. For this one, I did the classic trick of just taking a very small slice of the sound and making it into a synth. And that reappears later in the song as this. Now throughout the song, I have a lot of these sound effects resampled from the sample. To complement the guitar sound, I added some choir. Just my voice pitched up, which together with the sample choir actually sounds pretty cool. And there's a lot of layers here on the vocals.
There's no place where you belong.
So I thought that to complement the heavier sections of the song, it would be nice to have a part where it's a little more chill and laid back.
Don't tell me what you want.
To make this kind of lopsided beat, I've got both the drums that I made and also some just other sounds that I layered. I found that surprisingly, the choir sound makes a really good bass. This is another weird sound I made. Just kind of sounds like crickets or helicopters depending on where you play it. It's got a ton of effects on it, like everything else. For these weird vocals, all I did was I pitched them up using the beats mode, so they get kind of chopped up and it sounds all glitchy and cool. So here, a lot of layers again.
All the same.
And once again, using this auto filter to get weird, gloopy, underwater sounds. And then I realized it sounded really cool on the drums. So I layered that with a resampled, sped up version of the drums. After that, I wanted it to go back into the heavy, energetic stuff. Got these different layers. For this techno section, I added a little rumble to the drums. And in this section, instead of using the drum rack, I just chopped up the samples directly and made them into this weird backwards beat. And I discovered that I could make the vocals sound extra messed up if I pitched it down. Because it's a scream, the computer seems to get confused.
I'll say you was afraid.
So you can hear the formants doing all kinds of weird things. I layered that on top of a lot of other stuff.
I'll say you was afraid.
And through this section, I also have a bunch of just percussive sounds that I made with my voice. Kind of does a lot to humanize it. Now for this ending, I decided to use my favorite effects chain that I've created, which is the whale. As you can hear, it makes everything you do sound like a whale. So I just put a little bit of that on the end. I didn't want to overwhelm everything. And that's pretty much the track. Hope you enjoy it. How the hell do I explain this? Oh man.